Hi guys, welcome to Origin. So Obama won, no big surprise. What I want to do in this video is talk about the next elections now. And you're probably thinking, what could I possibly say about an election that's happening 4 years from now? Why make this video now? Well, this is about getting what you actually want out of a democracy. And that means that for the second video in a row, I need to talk about third parties. So a few interesting facts about this election and the election before. In this election, 118 million people voted. In the previous election in 2008, 131 million people voted. So 13 million people who were around last time didn't vote this time. Now there could be any number of explanations for this. Now they could have been registered Democrats or Republicans, but just as likely they could also have been people who would have otherwise voted for a third party, but didn't. Another interesting fact, Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party got over 1 million votes. He got 1% of the voting share. Now, last election, Bob Barr, who was a Libertarian candidate then, got around about 500,000 votes, which was about 0.4% of the share. But the overall share that went to third parties in general was roughly the same. Slightly more this time, it was about 1.52%, I think it was. Last time round it was 1.48%. Now in my last video I said that the results of this election could give third party candidates something to work with for next time. There's not much of that this time round, but the Libertarian Party has something they can point to, that their vote share has doubled. And again, it might not be that significant, it might just have been down to the choice of candidate. Maybe Gary Johnson was viewed in general among libertarians as being better than Bob Barr, I don't know. But that's a possibility, it might not have any great significance for next time. So to sum up, the third party movement, if you want to call it that, has made, at best, marginal progress. But there are strategies, given what we know, that can be applied to get a better result next time. For example, those 13 million missing voters. Now, we've already discussed where they could have gone, but since the population of the US has gone up since 2008, it's unlikely that 13 million voters simply, died off and weren't replaced by old enough voters this time round. So a lot of people that could have voted didn't. And I haven't said anything at all about the people that didn't vote in either this election or the one before. Based on a brief search, it looks like 76% of the population of the US are 18 or over. Now that's about 230 million people. That's quite enlightening, because what that means is that half, or well, nearly half, of the people in America that could have voted didn't. If all of those people voted for any one party at all, whether it's third party or whether it's Democrat or Republican, it really doesn't matter, but if they all voted for the same party, they would win by a complete landslide, because Obama didn't even get 60 million. So here's my advice. Everything I've just said, potential third party candidates can use all of that to their advantage. Get this gigantic non-voting proportion of the population on board with your third parties. Emphasize to them that if they voted, they would make a huge difference in the next election. Point out that given that information, the only wasted vote truly is no vote at all. You can even point out that if that non-voting proportion of the population, about 115 million people, was split among two third parties, they would both be competitive in the next election, because they'd both be getting around about 60 million votes. At this point, it should be very clear that the two-party system is an illusion, and not a very good one, if you just look at the data. And if people thinking this is overly idealistic, that proportion of the population is never going to vote, etc., etc., in the words of Yoda, that is why you fail. You're not going to fail because it's not possible. You're going to fail because you believe it's not possible and won't try. But if you did try, you at least have a chance. So if you really do want to see a difference in your country, then you need to try. You need to do this. And the absolute most important thing, which is why I'm making this video now, is that you need to start now. You can't leave it till 2015 or till a few months before the 2016 election. You have to start right now and get the momentum going. Say it with me. Now. And why do I, a non-American, care about the politics of your country? Well, it's very simple. As things currently stand, you, the US, are the most influential country in the world. What you do affects all of us. So what are you waiting for? Get going. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.